Hey guys, welcome to my first YouTube video. It's going to be a Barrows EOC guide. I'm just going to run through the quickest way to do it, how I do it, and hopefully you'll learn. So my current stats are as follows. I've got 99 magic, 99 defense, but you could do this on a lot lower stats. It's pretty easy now. My ability setup is Rack, Dragon Breath, Chain, Combust. The most important to remember is Asphyxiate, because that's really helpful now, because you can kind of stop the bosses from damaging you completely, which is really helpful. My gear setup is basically Arms, Subjugab, I've got the robe skirt, and I'm just using Gano, and I've got the Wand of Treachery, which is relatively cheap. All my gear is relatively cheap because I'm pretty poor at the moment. Just trying to use Barrows as a way to build some cash, so hopefully this guide will help. My inventory consists of extreme defense potions, extreme magic, sharks, and I've got the Medallion, which you can get from branches of Darkmeyer, which is super helpful. The spell book I'm going to be using for this is Ancients. I would really recommend using Ice Blitz over Ice Barrage just because it saves on runes. You don't use runes anyway when using abilities, but one or two times you will auto attack anyway, so it's worth bearing them in mind. I kind of dose a potion every 1 to 3 runs, but it's up to you really. If you're struggling, you can dose them more. This is how it goes. When attacking the boss, I always try and stay away from the boss. That's a benefit of using ice spells. You keep them away and you don't take any damage. It's super easy to hit them now as well with abilities and magic. In between rooms, I tend to use the regenerate ability just to save food. It's a big help. A lot of the time you build up ability, but then by the time you get to the next boss, it's died down anyway, so you kind of lose the benefit of that. I always like to start with the melee brothers first, because it just seems an awful lot easier, and then I can deal with the ones that are a bit more hassle. The only kind of brother I really struggle with is Kirill, as obviously being Mage hits a lot. As you see sometimes in the videos, I don't tend to stand right next to the boss because they don't do much damage anyway. Sometimes I'll hit up Kirills on the way just to speed things up. He's the only one you really need to bother about, but the best thing to do here is try and build up Asphyxiate as soon as possible, because then you can prevent any nasty hits shooting thrown your way. Like so. Through its tags. Oh. Okay, remember that. Let's shoot down here. Super helpful now these spades are about, rather than bringing your own spade. I tend to spam abilities a lot, you might notice. Regenerate. The way I have my abilities set up is so that my basic abilities help me build up my adrenaline quick, and then I tend to focus on the E, W, R keys that I've got set, which are Impact, Wild Magic and the Asphyxiate. Same kind of setup I use with Slayer, but it seems to work well here. Asphyxiate again. Simple. Let's go back to my tunnel. I don't tend to use prayer, you can do, but with the prayer drain that comes anyway, it's generally not worth bothering with in my opinion. They don't tend to hit enough anyway to make soul split worth using. You could use it if you want, but I'm generally here for as much profit as possible. I also might want to mention that I haven't unlocked the last brother just because everyone's told me it's a complete pain to do, so for money making purposes I thought it'd be quicker just to keep the brothers as basic as possible and run it as fast as possible. Though if you do want to kill him, the best thing to do really in my opinion is just to bring a melee weapon and quickly take him down. Gone the wrong way. The best thing to do when running through these tunnels is try and find the middle room while you're running around. Oh, it's right here. But then you can look around at the middle room and you'll see which of the doors has the open option on it, and you can find the open door. So it's puzzle. I tend to just kind of memorize it. Once you've done it a few times, you'll know the puzzle answers offhand, which is really beneficial. You need to kind of do them super quick. If the do problems, just kill a few monsters and you'll be sorted. I always tend to kill a monster in here just to save it getting in the way. If you haven't come across a brother in tunnels, you will find him when you open the chest. So if I just pop open the chest now, it should pop up. Torax. I don't tend to bother too much with Torax. It's a nice easy tunnel and he's not a big damage hitter, which is a good thing. Just use up my spells. I like at this point to keep some adrenaline if possible, which I'll show you in a minute. Open the chest, grab the loot, and you can teleport straight out. It doesn't cost anything with a medallion once you've got it. It only costs when you're distance away from Barrows. You teleport out, and then I keep my adrenaline, and as soon as I land, I hit the regenerate just to top of my health. You can do it in there, just depends how quick you are, or whether you want to eat. It's up to you. I always do a quite quick price check after a few runs. I'll generally do 2 or 3 before a price check, but just to show you, I earned Mind Runes, Death Runes, and it cost me in Blood Runes, but it's generally 75 per K a run. I've kind of noticed that over time, you generally earn 75k a run on average, which is still really good money, unless you get big drops like the Iron to Wand or Book. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more guides like this, please like and subscribe. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below. Thanks guys.